how to be a better family caregiver and how to care for your parents or some other loved one. It doesn't matter who it is, but you've got someone that you need to help. And do you know, I applaud you, because being a caregiver is hard work. I've owned my own care home for 10 years. I'm a registered nurse with 30 years of experience and a specialty in geriatric medicine. And even for me, some days I think, what in the world was I thinking? And I am in awe of family members who take on this job, because it's hard work and you don't have the experience that I've gained over these years. So my goal is to help you maintain your life and figure out how to provide care in a faster, more efficient way so that you can enjoy your life and your loved one can have the best care possible. I'm going to tell you right from the start that the best care possible is not the facility down the street. You probably are going to be a better caregiver than what they will receive in that home. So unless you can afford one-on-one care, you would be surprised at the problems that happen in facilities. I know that's not going to make me very popular with the facility owners, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. Give yourself a break and don't cause yourself so much stress thinking that you aren't good enough. You are good enough. And that is perhaps the most important thing to remember. You are providing care in a closer to one-on-one situation. In any facility out there, there's 12 to 20 residents per caregiver. So just think about that. Everyone wants to go to the bathroom at the same time. So that means your loved one would be waiting 45 minutes to an hour to get that care to go to the bathroom. So don't cause yourself so much stress thinking that you've got to be at their beck and call every minute of the day. They can wait. They would wait if they were in a facility. Let them wait a few minutes so that you can go to the bathroom. Because the most important thing that you can do as a caregiver is make sure that you take care of yourself. That sounds totally selfish, but it's the truth. I had a neighbor that was the primary caregiver for his wife who had dementia, and we tried to intervene and provide him some support, but he refused to accept that support. And one morning, we found him dead. He had worn himself out and had died before she did. And now she had to go somewhere else, go into a facility, and he wasn't even there for her last days. And that's a sad thing that happens, but it happens so often. I see worn out caregivers. So remember to give yourself a break. Remember to ask for help, whether that's somebody in your church to come, or whether that's a family member, or maybe it's just a good friend down the street, or if you can afford it, hire someone to come in and go spend some time without your loved one doing the things that you love the most. So what else can you do to be a great caregiver and to provide the best care possible? This is going to be a little hard for your loved one, but you've got to get rid of some stuff. When people move in with me, the first thing that I do is talk to them about what stuff they need to bring and what stuff they should leave at home. Everyone wants to keep all of their stuff with them, but I'm going to tell you that as a caregiver, you've got to think about how to do things quickly and efficiently so that you have time to enjoy your time with your loved one, besides changing briefs and doing all of the things that are needed. So I'm going to tell you, get rid of their bed. Bring in a hospital bed, something that adjusts and lifts up in the air, because that will save your back. That will provide them actually better positioning and the ability to have bed rails on it so that they can reach over and grab that rail and pull themselves over onto their side. It's amazing how beneficial those side rails are. And I know the facilities will tell you that those are restraints, but that's a whole nother discussion. And if you want to hear my opinion about restraints, we'll do a video about that sometime. So watch my video list and we'll get into that. After 30 years of nursing, I've seen bed rails and I've seen them used so very appropriately. You don't need a full bed rail. The person doesn't have to feel like they're in a cage. Just a half rail up at the top of the bed so that they can use that to help themselves turn. That saves your back. That helps promote their muscle strength so that they will be able to continue to do things. So what else do we need to do? We need to declutter so that when your loved one is walking with their walker or getting around in a wheelchair, that they can actually get through the space. So if that means that they're still in their own home, go in there and clean stuff out. Put it in a different bedroom, but make sure that pathways are clear so that you're not falling, because falls are a major danger. And when you fall, you inevitably will break something at some point, and then that means you can't stay at home. Potentially, you got to go to rehab. You got to get the fix done, and maybe you'll make it back home, but you'll never be the same. So what else do we need? I would put a commode over the toilet, because that also makes it easier to stand up and down. And people think, oh, but it's not pretty. I went to a friend's house and she'd had a knee replacement, and she had a commode sitting over her toilet so that she had could use her hands to help get herself up and down. And you know what? And she said, oh, don't look at it. And I said, this is smart. We need to congratulate people who put that over their toilet, because it makes it easier for your loved one to get up and down. It's going to save your back. And anything to save your back is a great thing. The most important thing that I have ever bought as a care home owner and used as a caregiver is cloth incontinent bed pads. And you probably like, what? And I will put the link down below, the one that I like. I like the extra large ones. None of those dinky little ones that everyone buys. I want the one that goes all the way across the bed and down the side. Because let me tell you, when they got a little accident and their pants are wet, the last thing you want to do is have it get on the side of the bed, because now you got to change the bed. Get it on a bed pad, you pull the bed pad off, and in 1 minute you got a new bed pad down and no bed change. It's beautiful. I tell you, it's the biggest time saver I have. $25 buys you a pad on Amazon, and now you've got sanity. You're not changing beds. Best purchase ever. Ever, ever. And my next favorite product is what we would all call a bib. I call them short protectors or dignity covers. Lots of funny names. But make sure you get the one that's extra long. And that makes it so that if a little bit of food falls off the fork, you don't got to change those clothes. And it's all about saving you time. And if your loved one feels embarrassed to be wearing one, put one on for yourself. I keep telling my husband he needs to wear one. You know, I've even thought about it. My son, he's only 20, and when he has to go out after dinner, he makes sure that he puts one on so he doesn't get his scout uniform dirty. He doesn't mind. We embrace the fact that it keeps us clean. And, you know, back prior to us having electric washers, people used to wear aprons. Women did. And the reason that they wore an apron was it caught all the stuff that would fall and on their clothes. And it kept their clothes clean so that way they didn't have to do so much laundry. So give it a thought. It helps that caregiving, and all those little tiny things that seem inconsequential make a huge difference. If you want more hints, and check out my links down below to my other videos, and I have a list that you can find that lists my favorite products to save time as a caregiver. Make sure you check it out and tune in for more.